What's going on, Bird Gang? Philly Carnage here. We're going to be bringing you something a little different today. So, I know we're roughly a week away uh, from the 2021 NFL Draft. So I was thinking, let's kind of see, what happens in the draft here. At least from Madden's take on everything, to where for the most part, draft picks are roughly the same, especially whenever it gets down to at least playoffs. I'm going to try to, once we advance here, once we can actually start making trades, I'm going to try to do whatever trades I can to make it happen. So, it's as real as possible, because, like, right now, Philly is still picking at pick 5, when in real life, they traded back to 12. And then, yeah, it's a little messed up. Don't know how. I went through week by week, set all the matchups. Uh, that way they were 100% set, because we also went through and we have all of the current free agency movements already done. That way, teams are pretty much the same. So, as now that we got that out of the way, don't forget, if you're new, make sure you smack that subscribe button with the little bell icon on. That way, every time I post new content, you're one of the first to know, and you'll also be one of the first to get notified whenever, post first round draft, we kind of come back to this and the actual draft, see how close, Madden actually was to the, actual 32 squads picking in the first round. But as we, kind of take a look here, season recap, we all know Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl. Uh, Shaq Barrett ended up being the Super Bowl MVP with the Bucks. And I mean, over there for yearly awards, Carson Wentz, already on the Colts, he won MVP. Andy Reid got Coach of the Year. Jameis Winston got Offensive Player of the Year for the Saints. Eric Kendricks, now, new member of the Philadelphia Eagles. Defensive Player of the Year, Jalen Hurts, still considered his rookie year, along with Isaiah Simmons. So that's going to be a little different as far as development, but really it doesn't matter for development for us, just because, like I said, we're only doing the first round here of the draft. The other thing I wanted to touch on, according to Madden, there's some guys that retired that are currently still in the league. Drew Brees, he retired. They got him set there as the punter. See, Big Ben retired, even though he is coming back. And Bud Dupree, who just got picked up by the Titans in free agency, decided to hang up his cleats after 12 years. I mean, just kind of looking at it, that's the biggest, names that have retired. I want to say I saw Deshaun Jackson, who is currently a Ram as well, but I could have been seeing things. Yeah. So Andrew Whitworth retired, Deshaun Jackson retired. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little different. That's going to change up the landscape of the draft. But, like I said, we're going to do what we can, see how things fall into place. All right, so with the first pick of the draft, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who do currently hold the number 1 pick. As you see, we do have the draft board imported. So let's see where these guys end up, as the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback out of Clemson. So with that, there's a lot of talk of the Jets going quarterback. They did go and trade Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers. So, quarterback's definitely spot of need for them. So, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. See, do they look at a Trey Lance, Mac Jones? One of these guys wouldn't surprise me. if that's who they're going to, select here. As we'll sim up, we'll see. And Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU, is now a New York Jet. So here's where things get a little messed up. So, we got the Atlanta Falcons here on the clock. And, real life, we got the San Francisco 49ers who made that trade with the Miami Dolphins to move up into position for this pick, and which then moved Miami back to 12, which then Philly traded the number 6 to Miami. So Miami could move back up into the top 10 and Philly bounced out. So we're going to run this, as is. The Falcons are there, number 3. And really, they got Pinay. I always say his name wrong. So, left tackle out of Oregon, definitely a spot of need. They, I want to say Jake Matthews is there. We can kind of also go down through here and take a look as we draft left tackle. Jake Matthews there, 29 years old, 77 overall. And then you get to the right tackle spot. You got Mitchell Schwartz there, 32.92 overall. So it's one of those things like, all right, you're going to keep rocking with Jake or you're going to go with the young guy. As, overall wise, it would definitely be Sewell. As we got Miami on the clock, real life, it would be the Falcons, currently picking here at number 4. So, we got Rashawn Slater, left tackle, out of Rhode Island. All right. Pretty sure Miami selected, now I can't think of his name, but I'm pretty sure they selected a left tackle last year with one of their million first-round picks. Yeah, they did. They took Austin Jackson in the first. So, I mean, maybe they're not set on him. Maybe they want to try to, move him in. Replace Eric Flowers. Trey Turner's been solid for him. DJ Fluker could be another option where they look to move on from the veteran and, do their thing. But with, not Mekhi Becton, but Tua Tagovailoa, unique consistency there on that offensive line, and they keep throwing in extra pieces. As we did go and we made this trade, initially, Philly had the number 5. And for some reason, I did do offline, and it's not letting me come in here to, swap my picks. Well, change users. So we couldn't really do everything for every team, but we were able to trade back from 5 with Philly to number 9. So with that, here at 5, it would be the Bengals pick. And they're going to take Micah Parsons, 76 overall middle linebacker out of Penn State. Solid choice there. Would have been, I'm kind of surprised that they're not going to go after one of the top tier receivers, as that's definitely what they need. Aside from especially with AJ Green, heading out. As we're here at pick 6, it's technically, Philly's old pick, which is now Miami. But we got the Lions who would have picked at pick 7. And there you go. Jamar Chase headed to Detroit with, Kenny Golladay and, TJ Hawkinson. They're going to be there now. Quarterback is Jared Goff. So that's going to be, an interesting matchup. So here at pick 7, like I said, would have initially been the Lions. Right now it is pretty much what it is everybody is moved up a slot. So we're going to have to figure that out in the long run. But other than that, we're just going to kind of keep it as is. As the Carolina Panthers are going to take Devontae Smith, speedster, reigning Heisman Trophy winner out of Alabama. So here at 8, we got the Denver Broncos currently picking number 9, and they're going to select Kwity Paye, left end out of Michigan. You know, in my Denver Broncos rebuild, spoiler alert, we did ended up drafting Kwity Paye, which, really, 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 why am I saying really so much? But he paid off, huge, for that defense, with Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, and the rest of the guys. But, we traded up that way we could at least get Philly in the right position and, get San Fran into the uh, top 10 at least. And, a lot of thoughts are them going quarterback, thinking that they're not a big fan of Jimmy G. So, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, they're still in position, and they take cornerback Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. So now this is where things start getting, correct as far as the draft order. As we got Dallas, who's going to take Kyle Pitts, tight end out of Florida, insane numbers. He, if I remember correctly, he's built like Derrick Henry as far as weight wise, jumps as high as Michael Jordan, or he's the same height as Michael Jordan, and he runs the same 40 that Terrell Owens did, at least unofficially, through his pro day. But we got the Giants definitely, defense could be, and they take Alavera Tucker. All right, so that's a surprise to me. I would have guessed more, cornerback, but then again, they also do need to work on that offensive line. So, solid pickup there. So now this is where things are going to get interesting. Because with Philly, there's a lot of holes that need filled. Definitely need to look at a wide receiver. Jalen Waddle could be there. Could be the pick here. They could, keep looking offensive line, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. They do need to find a replacement soon for Jason Kelce before he retires. Left guard, I'm going to be curious to see if they move Andre Dillard in there, unless they, find a way to trade him, because, they're pretty, at least Jordan Mailata played solid at left tackle. So I'm good with keeping him there. Defensive end could be, the option as well. Just add more rotation there. Defensive tackle could look, bringing in somebody like Christian Barmore. Add that depth behind Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrove. But really, linebacker. Linebacker is definitely a position in need. Zaven Collins, Dylan Moses, Chad Surratt, Nick Bolden, all in play. But when you look at it, really what Philly needs, they need another outside corner outside of big play Slay. Philly's cornerback room, it's one outside guy and the rest are slots. So with pick 12 of the 2021 NFL Draft, Philadelphia takes a left tackle, Christian Durso, out of Virginia Tech. Typical Howie Roseman move. You had the opportunity to pull in a J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, and he tries to be the smartest guy in the room and take a damn offensive lineman. And of course, I can't go in and make this switch, but technically it would be the Chargers followed by the Vikings. So the Vikings end up taking Gregory Rousseau, right end out of Miami. Just add to that defense. They did lose Eric McCoy and a few others. So, they're trying to get back to where they once were. Rousseau and Daniil Hunter will be solid, on that defensive line. The Chargers end up taking Jalen Waddle. Add to that receiving core of Keenan Allen, Mike Wallace, Guyton. I'm not 100% sure who the rest are, but they did lose their tight end, Hunter Henry. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting, but that gives another weapon for Justin Herbert. So here with the Patriots take Zaven Collins. The Cardinals select Patrick Surtain. If Patrick Surtain falls all the way to 16, I'm gonna be very, very surprised. As the Las Vegas Raiders here take Jalen Mayfield, right tackle out of Michigan. Miami is actually on the board here at 18 as well, and they take Jalen Phillips, right end out of Miami. So Miami's having a pretty solid draft. Bringing out both of their ends. As we got the Washington football team here at pick 9, and they select Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. There is some talk. I highly doubt that it'll happen. There was talk there. Who knows? Maybe the Jags are just going to surprise everybody and let Trevor Lawrence still end up with the Jets. But I mean, it's highly doubtful. As we're here at pick 20 with the Bears, and the Bears end up selecting Trayvon Morig. Yeah, it's Morig. Free safety out of TCU. Yeah, TCU. If only I could get my my letters correct today, we'd be in a good spot. As the Colts are on the board, and they take Nick Bolton, middle linebacker out of Missouri, to pair with Darius Leonard and some of the other guys there. So they're good on offense. One of the best offensive lines in the game. The receiving core is not bad. They now have Carson Wentz there at quarterback. So, defense, I guess, would be the spot to go. As the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Horn. Pretty sure they lost to Dory Jackson in free agency, so they're trying to fill that need. The Jets here at 23 select Christian Barmore. Add to that defensive line to Quinnen Williams and all those guys. Trey Lance heads to Pittsburgh, which, if you haven't yet, be sure check out the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild that I'm currently doing. Episode 4 just released on the yesterday, the 21st. So be sure to check that out. Episode 5 will be coming, this coming up Saturday, as Jacksonville is here on the clock at pick 25, and they take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, right outside linebacker out of Notre Dame. Continue to, just build that defense as the Browns come in and they select Aaron Robinson, cornerback out of UCF. Ravens on the clock, Levi Onwuzurike, defensive tackle out of Washington. Saints, of course, it's really hard to see that, but they take Cosme. I want to say he's a right tackle. Pretty sure he's a right tackle out Texas. Of course, I'm trying to do this on the computer, where the screen's a lot smaller. So, as I'm doing this, I'll switch over on the TV, make sure. Left tackle out of Texas, Samuel Cosme. Just build on, just the overall offensive line and whatever quarterback they're going to be rocking with, whether it's going to be Jameis. Is it going to be, Hill? No one truly knows, as the Bills here at 29 should be the Packers, and they take Tevin Jenkins, left tackle out of Oklahoma State. Packers end up taking Creed Humphrey, center out of Oklahoma. Chiefs, Tutu Atwell. Just add to that wide receiver room that they already have. And with the 32nd overall pick in the 2021 draft, the reigning Super Bowl winners, champions. Like I said, I have no idea what the hell I'm saying right now, but they end up selecting Joseph Osaisi, left outside linebacker out of Texas. But that's going to wrap this up for me here. Like I said, it was just a different pop-up. See what we can get going. Make sure you hit that like button and drop the sub if you're new with the little bell icon on. That way you're still alerted every time I post new content. Everything to help out the channel. And as you see on the screen, there are my socials, the Twitch, the Instagram, and the Facebook. All the links are down below, along with my Shorts channel. So make sure to go over there, check that one out as well. For that, all I do, I just post shorts there, different clips from gameplay, that I've had through franchises and whatnot. So, it's pretty entertaining. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, make sure you smash that like button, drop those comments, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite team, where you want them to go in the draft. And, once the draft is complete, I'll go and, come up with another video. That way we can, kind of see where Madden thoughts were and where the actual teams were. But other than that, thanks for coming by. Billy's out.